Today we will solve some MCQ questions on history of economic thought. The first question is Dash was the immediate successor to Alfred Marshall's work at King's College, Cambridge. So he was A.C. Pigou. He was the successor of Alfred Marshall at Cambridge. Then second question is Menger's solution to the issue of how much to consume was reflected in the principle equimarginal. That is the law of equimarginal utility. There it is reflected that how much to consume. Marshall was the master of partial equilibrium. General equilibrium was given by Walras and other economists, but Marshall was the master of partial equilibrium. For Alfred Marshall, intellectual path that liberated his mind, according to a text, was the cries of the poor, were the cries of the poor, because we know that the definition of welfare was given by Marshall for economics. The definition of welfare was given by Marshall because he was affected by the cries of the poor, because he was sensitive towards the problems of the poor. Karl Menger professed the belief that marginal utility was dash among individuals. So Menger believed that marginal utility was additive, meaning by each marginal utility each unit can be utility at each unit can be added together. So the next question, Marshall was the master of marginalism, because all his theories are marginal theories. He belongs to marginal school. Next question, Marshall often omitted fourth factor affecting the elasticity of demand. So he omitted number of uses of the good, because he did not take into account that how much uses occur of a particular good, but other things he had taken into account, that the availability of substitutes, expectation that price changes, prevalence of global trade, all these things he considered, but the number of uses of the good, this is the fourth factor which he omitted. It was, next question, it was accurately stated by the author of our text that Marshall avoided a mathematical way of thinking, dared to be cautious, did all these, boldly went where others had not gone. So the answer is dared to be cautious, because he kept on revising. Whenever he produced his theory, he withdrawed if he found some mistake, or some lacuna. If he found out, he withdrawed and then again did the whole work or revised it and then got it published. So he was dared to be cautious. He was very cautious towards the theories he was propounding or the works he was presenting. Then the next question is, Menger was considered to be the founder of the Dash school. So Menger was propounded, he was the founder of Austrian school of thought or Austrian school of economics. The Greek study of economics focused on ethics in production, international trade in production, household management, macroeconomic variables. So here the answer is household management. So at household level, how the finances are being managed, what is the demand, what resources are being utilized. So the Greek study of economics focused on household management. Then next question is, in which year was the first volume of Das Kapital by Karl Marx published? So the answer is 1867. Next, the Critic of Political Economy, First Fruits of Karl Marx, long painstaking research at the British Museum, appeared in 1859. So the Critic of Political Economy is the work of Karl Marx and it was published in 1859, and which the research can be seen in the British Museum. The Communist Manifesto, written jointly by Marx and Engels, was published in 1848. So the famous work of Karl Marx we say, but Karl Marx and Engels published the Communist Manifesto, and it was in the year 1848. Next, identify the school founded by Wilhelm Roscher. So the Roscher belongs to historical school of thought. So the answer is not Austrian school, Cambridge school or mathematical school. He belongs to historical school of thought. These questions of thinkers and which school they belong all have to be marked up. You have to remember it. So next question. One of the following economists do not belong to the Austrian school. Identify them. So here clear cut its answer is J.S. Mill, because he others Karl Menger, von Weiser, Baum-Warburg all belong to the Austrian school, but J.S. Mill did not belong to the Austrian school. He is the odd man out in this objective question. Next, which of the following theories of trade cycle was propounded by W.S. Jevons? So please remember it's sunspot theory, not saving investment or monetary theory or innovation theory, because innovation theory we know it's of Schumpeter. Saving investment theory can be assigned to Keynes, etc. Monetary theory has been given by Hayek and Hawtrey. So the theory which W.S. Jevons gave, it is the sunspot theory. Answer is therefore A. What was the nationality of Frederick List? So he is German, Frederick List. It's just mugging up that Frederick List was German. The purchasing power parity theory came into prominence in 1916 through the writings of Gustav Cassel. So it is important because purchasing power parity theory means the currency, what is the power of the currency, how much goods you are able to consume with that currency, and this purchasing power parity theory was given by Gustav Cassel. And according to the purchasing power parity theory, if we calculate India's national income and C's position, it's better than normal procedures of calculating GNP, GDP at international level. So purchasing power parity says that in particular currency, if you have to buy a basket of goods, how much currency you need. It shows the purchasing power. Next question. Identify the economist who propounded the liquidity preference theory of interest. So it is well known by the name of Keynes. So answer is D. Then identify the economist who propounded the time preference theory of interest. So the time preference theory of interest was given by Baum-Warburg. Time preference theory given by Baum-Warburg and liquidity preference theory given by Keynes. Next question. Who developed the concept of representative firm? We should all know that it's Marshall. And which of the following Alfred Marshall's work was first published? So the answer is A. The Pure Theory of Foreign Trade was Alfred Marshall's first work which was published. Next, who gave the concept of quasi-rent? So this concept is given by, as we all know, that it's Marshall, not Robbins. Robbins gave scarcity theory and Hicks trade cycle, we know. So it is not all these. The answer is Marshall. Quasi-rent theory given by Marshall. So we have gone through some questions, objective questions, which can be asked in different competitive exams and MCQ type questions in graduation or in net exams. These have covered some economic thinkers. So we will further try to do more videos in this series and cover other thinkers.